I've had to put it in portrait if anyone moans about it, but that's what I'm doing it like because it seems to work better. See if I get any. Someone will have to say higher because I can't see. Someone say hi. I've got to see if it's live chat's working. I can't see anything. Someone say hi. Oh, hi. Hi. Hi, JP. Silly Wabbit. Hey, I'll just wait for a few people to jump on. I've got like a beaming light of halo over my head. Let me see if I can move over a little bit. Gonna have a bit of a rant. It's not really a rant, but well, seem a big. Sorry about this big. This. Where is it? This light's coming down here. It's just my lights in here. Ah, thank you. Well, I wanted to come on to say I've not been on for, I don't know, what is it, a couple of days, I don't know, because my silly tablet's gone down. I keep meaning to ring and I keep forgetting because I keep getting distracted by the little one, so I'm just going to wait till weekend because I haven't got him, and then it'll just give me time to not be distracted by, you know, when you get distracted by kids. But, yeah, I was on something today and someone was waffling on about Q and me and how I waffle on about Q, which is fair enough because anyone can waffle on about anything they want to waffle on about. But you know, if you know me, that I am onto Q and still on Q, but I've not been looking at a lot lately. I was having a bit of a break from it, but sort of keeping my eyes open. I know, as far as I know, I don't think there's been any new Q drops, I think. I'm not sure. My dad would have let me know, but he hasn't, so I'm assuming there isn't. And we know normally this thing's going on when he's quiet, or they're quiet, I should say. I'd just like to say to some people, you know, it's all good and well. No, there's been, well, I'm going to talk about R in a minute, so it will go into the R. Hi, but I don't care how you find out about the truth as long as we all come on the same path. But I believe, and a lot of others, and a lot of you on my channel, because this is my platform, so I'll talk about what I believe in, what I see to be what's happening, is Q is there to shake us all up, globally, by the way, not just in America, globally, to go and question, you know, we've got the Q drops to go and question what's going on around us in the world today and go and research yourself. Q is not a cult because it's someone, yes, it's a movement, and we're assuming we know who it is, you know what I mean, but it's not a cult person. There isn't a member that you can see. And the thing is, why would somebody point in all the directions for you to go and research to find out all the crap on everybody? And even yourself being part of that team. Hi. To me, it's a movement. Q is a movement. It's always been called a movement. The MSM will say it's a cult because we know what cult they're in. Of course they'll say it's a cult because people think if you're in a cult, you're following someone. You know, you could say some religion's a cult. You're following someone. You're doing as they're telling you to do. Q does not tell you to follow him. Q does not tell you to believe what they are saying. He is saying. They give you some information, not everything, and you go and research it, and hey presto, you find things out that are going on. Hi Shadow News. You find out for yourself what's going on, and then when you look at the news, you see how they play things off, and you see it out there. Oh, 103 what? In. You get to see how mainstream media work, how they, hi Free State UK, you get to see how it all works, because some people think they're awake, and a lot of us are awake, but some are really not awake to some of the other stuff, and we know it's awful, but I'm getting a bit tired of it. I mean, all believe what you want to believe. I believe in Q because it is a movement, and I keep telling everyone it's global. I have a lot of American people that come on. It's not just an American thing. And the thing is, I think some people don't get is they're like, oh, you've got to keep an eye on your own country. I'm keeping an eye everywhere. But the reason why I look to America and I look to Q is we know Q said it's America first and then the world. Hi, because all these problems that are going on globally. We all know. Hi, Uncle Bill. We all know from looking around you on the internet. We all know what's going on. It's the same problem everywhere. There's not people saying, "Oh, you haven't got free speech in your country. We've got it." No, nobody's really got it. And if you think you have, it's coming in. The same problems everywhere. But I'm just wanting to see more people with a lifted spirit because I'm just seeing people say, oh yeah, well it's the same thing, and if America goes down, that's what I've said. This is the problem, people. Doesn't matter where you live in the world. Us who live in the West, civilization people, if America goes down, it's the last Western beacon of light, as I like to call it. We all go down. Full stop. We all go down. Thank you, Free State UK. If America goes down, well, don't forget, everyone in every country now is the patriots are fighting in every country. We are in the UK. All this shit's going on here. It's Spain, everywhere. You know, the immigration thing, we all know about it. But what I'm trying to say is, when you see Trump talking about things about immigration and is it ICE at the borders? Of course we all need that. I've said before, you can come in if you're, you know, it's legal and you're bringing something to the country and you're going to speak that language of that country and abide by those rules and those laws in that country, you're welcome. If you're not, we don't want you in. There's nothing wrong with that. That's if you're coming in illegally, that's where every country has a problem. We don't know who you are, what you're doing, what your intentions are. So the biggest, you know, sort of power, as if you like to say, is America. So if America goes down, we all go down, because that is the last beacon of, you know, light, as if you like to say. Yeah, I do look smaller on this camera. And if you like to say as well, Christian, because we know what sort of ideologies are going after Christianity and stuff. So, yeah, the world is the devil's playground at the minute, and it has been for a long time, like I've kept saying. But people, you've got to have spirit. I said faith today. I just mean, I'm not religious, is I believe, what I think people have got a problem with is, they say, when Trump got in presidency, or whatever you call it, now, we all sort of know, normally, we fight for freedom. Exactly, we fight for freedom. If you've got two, I've said this before, if you've got two people running for, you know, presidents, just say in America, we normally know they're probably not really both that good, as we know, you know. They want to get their agenda in and whatever. They say things, you know, like Obama and Hillary, but they don't actually do what they were saying. They're just saying that stuff to get your votes. So people are like, well, sometimes it doesn't really matter who you vote for. It's just one person might be a little bit better than the other because they're saying something that, you know, clicks with you. But this time, you might be thinking, well, Trump's just the same. He's one of them as well. He's just putting their, you know, his sort of thing across, but he's one of them. How can he be one of them? He's not a politician. He doesn't get paid for it, by the way. He used his own money to run, to get in. He's a businessman. They loved him before, didn't they, in America? You loved him as a celebrity. They loved him as a celebrity. Big in America, big. Everyone loved him. As soon as he ran for Senate and got in there, oh, it's a problem now, isn't it? It's a problem. That's what you've got to look at. Why is it such a big problem? Why is it the world's concern that Trump got in? Because if he was batting for the same team, like they normally used to do, they wouldn't really be having this massive, big problem, would they? Thank you, JP. This massive problem and going on and on and on MSM all the time, globally. Let's just hate on Trump and anybody who supports him. We even know that in England when they had the Trump balloon up, which, by the way, in America, lots of us do love Trump over here. It's MSM playing their little games. Q has said, Trump has said, it's MSM we're in war with. at the minute because they're controlling the narrative to the people who are still asleep, the people who are still watching the devil's box in the corner. Yeah, and who was he friends with? He was friends with JFK Jr. The people loved JFK Jr. He wanted the same thing. Surround yourself with people that want the same things. Trump wanted the same thing as JFK. JFK wanted the same thing as Trump. So did his father. What happened there? His family knew. JFK Jr.'s family told him what would happen if he ran for Senate. He knew. I'm telling you now, I so believe, I'm still on it. Yeah, London is as bad as they're saying it is. They don't put enough stuff out over here, but it is as bad. That's why Trump said, remember, ages ago, don't be offended if you live in London. London's a shithole. That's what he said. That's what he said. Everyone got offended. That's why people get offended off Trump, because he tells the truth. And I mean, you're not allowed to tell the truth these days, are you? Because the thought police come after you and all that. So, no, it's not, well, it might have gone. It's only gone for a bit. Our countries will take back what are rightfully theirs. Every country will take back what are rightfully theirs. This is what I'm talking about, spirit. If you haven't got spirit to believe that finally, after years and centuries, somebody's come along, a group of people, to fight the evil. Because otherwise, what's the point? I've had a few discussions with people, and what I'm fed up with at the minute is people saying, well, we've known for a very long time. We've known for a very, very long time. You might have only come on it in January. We've known for years and years and years. It's not a competition. It's not a competition to see, oh, we knew years ago, we knew. That's why, you've got to be careful, this, that and the other. Yes, I understand that, but I see and feel a change coming. There has to be a change at some point. Like I said, people are waking up globally. You can't stop it. They can't stop it. That's why they're throwing all the stuff out there. Yes, people are getting harmed and all the stuff we know about. It's not nice, but people are waking up. They know that. That's why they're pushing all this stuff all the time at the minute. They know. And by the way, in America, I keep saying this, has anyone heard of Hillary and Obama at the minute? Because I haven't seen anything since Obama was in Kenya, where actually Q said he'd run to and where he'd get caught. So could any Americans on it tell me if you've heard of Hillary lately or seen, out and about, because, on YouTube, because I haven't seen anything. Yeah, I see people saying Trump is an elite, but he isn't a member of the pedo deep state elite. Yeah, he's definitely not part of that. He was an elite as in the fact as he was... Yeah, I've seen Chelsea, but I haven't seen her mother. Chelsea won't be running because we know why she won't be running. Yeah, he was an elite as in he was a celebrity. But like I said, on Netflix, there's a thing out called... not Hillary. What was it? Something like Trump, the American Dream. You can see how they all work. They loved him when he was a celebrity, because they all love celebrities, don't they? They loved him, but if you actually watch him, he's a very clever guy. Yes, you will be in jail. Very clever guy. And like I said the other day, America doesn't need a politician. America needs a businessman, because the world's run by corporations. He's a very clever businessman, knows about business. And people are saying, oh, he's saying it's happening, Q, it's happening, nothing's happening. It is happening. It's happening behind the curtain, because you can't see it, because MSM aren't putting it out to you. They don't want you to know that regimes are falling down, and the sides of those triangles with Soros, Saudi and Rothschilds are falling down, and the people that are underneath them as well. Yep, they are vampires. No, he doesn't have the right blood. He's in America, you need a businessman, because we're all run by corporations. He's not a politician. So, I know, 160 military soldiers just took off for Gitmo. Oh, I wonder why that is. We know why it is. But I'd also like to say to people who keep fobbing Q off, you can't sit there and say if you aren't actually really researching it. Because I spoke to someone today who said they've seen a couple of bits. Well, a couple of Q drops or whatever you've seen doesn't mean anything. And you've got to be careful who you follow, because there are people out there doing videos that are disinformation. They're not I've seen one today. They're not the right information. Still lying about Trump. Still lying. He's even said, if anyone's seen the video where he said Q, the word came out sounded like Q. He did say Q in one of his sentences. Yeah, what was that? Trump is exactly the kind of POTUS the founding fathers wanted. The plot of Equalizer 2 is Seth Rich murder. Yeah, there's so much. I mean, there's so much. There's the Seth Rich thing. There's Julian Assange. There's the kids. There's celebrity. Do you know, because people say, oh, I'm sick of waiting. Yeah, it is frustrating. But if people actually knew how big it was, it's not just to do with the government being corrupt and FBI and this, that and the other and things that are happening with kids and blah, blah. It's massive. But there are lots of people getting arrested. Things are being put into place. Because the thing is with Trump, he's doing it within the law. These people have been doing things illegally. They don't care about the law. It's like some other people I can think of. They don't care about the law, or they try and get around it, and they try and get around your constitution and try and take your Second Amendment away by setting up the shootings and stuff, though kids have died and stuff, but they want to take your guns away. They want to take your Second Amendment. Yeah, they've got to remove all these corrupt, judges, I don't know, say judicial workers, and all that sort of, it's like massive, and it's not just in America, it's globally. That's what I mean. You're saying, oh, I hate when I can't see text. I'm not sick of waiting. It's all in place and just sit back and enjoy the show. Exactly. Because when you do get into Q, you realise that what is being played out on mainstream media all around the globe is like, oh my God. It's like a big show. They're trying to say the complete opposite. Like, I saw the speech on iSuper Day. It was lovely. Yeah, over here they're reporting on, oh, look how sad Trump is. He's going to be getting done for crimes and all this, that and the other. And the people who are speaking in it were the people that he's going against. It's just a joke. But it's quite funny to see in a sense, because you're just like, you see what's happening properly. So I'm not into people saying, oh, this about Q, when you're not actually going researching. There's no point saying, I've seen a few Q drops on a few videos, so I don't think it's real. Well, you need to start researching properly, because that's what it's all about. We can live our own lives. We don't need governments and things. We can live our own lives. People can think for themselves. That's what Q stands for. It's like free thinking, researching for yourself instead of looking at the telly and looking at mainstream media and just sitting there and believing absolutely everything they say. But yeah. And also, yeah, it's all right. If you need to be governed yourself, I don't know. I think people can get by with actually thinking for themselves. The problem is today is they're trying to not let you think for yourself. So maybe that's what you think, because that is what they're trying to do. Oh, thank you, Dingo Sally. But also the JFK Jr. thing. I've just watched somebody called. Actually, I don't know what her name was. Oh, it was something like Kellyanne Hub News. And she's done quite a few videos on the JFK Jr. thing recently. We all know about the Titanic and the Federal Reserve, which all that is to do with, don't we? The Titanic and all that, yes. Secret societies, yeah, it's just massive. It's absolutely massive. Oh, yeah, she's in hook, line and sinker now. You do when you go down it properly. But she's been doing a few videos. I'll jump in chat in a minute. She's been doing a few videos on it. And she did actually comment on me back on one of hers. But she's got some really good videos on it. But I said I've done mine. I've done all my JFK Jr. things. And the more I look at that, the more I think, oh my God, it's just amazing. And someone's actually told me, when I went on about the Vincent Fusca Facebook shop, which had pictures of Marilyn Monroe, John Lennon, flowers on the floor that looked like as if it was at Marilyn's, burial site. The way they'd just done the pictures in the shop was really weird. The big blow-up ball, like the world's turning, because we all know that's what America was watching when JFK got shot and got interrupted on that programme, has disappeared. The shop's gone. So isn't that weird? A bit like people saying about the rallies in Youngstown in 2017 with JFK Jr. and Carolyn and a lot of other people that were there. People say now, well, why aren't they in the rallies now? Well, they're not going to be in the rallies now, are they? Because they need to be safe, because that was put there for us to see for now. And if you look back at other Q posts way back, a lot of them, reference JFK, and a few times they have said R instead of Q. But you can go and see my videos. I did mine quite a few weeks back or whatever now, and lots of people are still commenting on them. One of them's got about 9,000 views, I think, but a lot of people are still commenting on them. I get stupid comments, but most of you are on board with it. Same people who killed JFK Jr. Yeah. Well, the thing is with JFK Jr. is he brought a magazine out called George. He was signalling his father's killer right there. We know who George is. We know what that means, the name George, don't we? Bush. Yeah, so he got told that was his sort of signing his death warrant, really, there for bringing that up when he, brought that magazine out. Bush. So, and we know all about the other stuff, with 9/11 and when the cameras went on to Bush, Junior, when he wasn't ready. We know all about that, but I'm just saying, all these things just add up, and the more and more I keep seeing things, I don't really need to do any more videos on them because I did quite a few on the JFK Jr. thing, but I did see a video the other day. Q isn't thinking for anyone. That's obviously because you don't go and follow the Q. How can Q be thinking for you? He gives you bits of information and you've got to go and find it out for yourself, but you get the trolls in here, don't you? But I watched a video the other day. I don't know if it was on Joe Maspose on Twitter, because we know Joe Maspose was the first one who put out Q the Plan to Save the World. And I keep saying, if you haven't seen that, and it doesn't make sense to you, and you can see what's going on, then there's something seriously wrong with you. If you can't look at that film and think, oh my God, I get it. Yeah, Q is a laser point. How can he think for you? Probably someone who's at college or university. But I watched this video and the voice on it sounds like the guy in Joe Maspose, who I've talked about this anyway, went and watched a JFK Jr. Interview. Sounds like JFK Jr. to me. That's what other people are talking about as well. People who go on about Q being a LARP and all that, and this, that and the other, the ones that don't actually research, or the ones that are obviously on the left, like the Democrats, but, you get them. But, yeah, it's just, Q doesn't tell you to follow him. Q doesn't tell you what to do. He gives you snippets of information. It's up to you to go and research them. And sometimes you come across a lot more than you think you're going to come across. Yeah. I need to plug you in, so I'm going to have to hold you now, which is going to be a pain. But like I said, the one of the biggest things in one of the drops was, because don't forget, Q, they're just little bits of coded information. They call them breadcrumbs. They're a bit like little pieces of jigsaw puzzle. You pick them up, you try and fit them together. Eventually, the whole picture comes together. Or they say, you bake the bread. I'm not really listening to you, so it doesn't really matter. And, the bakers put all the bread together, the Anons, and make the bread, and it's all there. Yeah, that's what, yeah. Well, did you go there? Because you sound like you did. But the best one for me was the 1909 thing, which I'm going to read out again because I love it so much. Yeah, he's the one that calls out fake news. Yeah. In 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on. First to the Bilderbergs, then he caught on at the NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. I strategically staged my own death, allied with the one person in this world whom I knew was honourable enough to trust, and begin to build the plan. Penance is coming. Regardless of what you think, you are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. If you knew, you would never go on. You would never sleep. If you knew, you would never sleep. Many of you would never go on. You need each other. You need every one of you. Learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. This is how we grow. There's no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance. If you turn one away, you'll hurt the plan. If you hurt the plan, you'll be left behind. We are watching, we see all. There are no secrets. You would never believe the facts on every one of you. For that matter, you would never believe where they are kept. Prepare for the next phase. Prepare each other. You are one. And where we go one, we go all. Ah, that was a Q drop. And it said ah. It didn't say Q. It said ah. Yeah, that's right, Donna. Q directs us, that's all. Yeah, but you get some people who, just sheeple. Yes, we have all been corporate slaves. I've just said that at the beginning if you were listening. If you came on at the beginning, you might have heard that. We all know that. Maybe you need to go and look at the Q drops and you might learn something. Yeah, if you follow the truth, it leads to Q. I've heard quite a few people saying, well, if you went to the beginning, you'd know. You should really go and look at Q. I'm not trying to get at you. I'm just fed up with people going, oh, this, that, and the other. When Q started last year, Well, yeah. Yeah, they probably are kept off planet. Yeah, penance. Yeah, we went to, what Pennsylvania one? 17 times I think I went there. I think it was 17 times. Yeah, it was 17 times. I didn't stay over though, because but it was 17 times. When you look at stuff, there can't be that many coincidences. Everything adds up. I've even heard people saying, even over here, I looked into this Q thing. The more I look into it and the more I see things going on TV, the more I'm coming round to the Q thing. And there's a guy called get a grip. I think it's Simon Harris. I think he's English, but he lives in Spain. He's just got on the Q thing as well, and he was even like, I kept thinking, oh no, I'm not going to believe it, and blah blah blah. But the more you look into it, because it's all right sitting there saying, oh, he's not real and that and this, that and the other. Go and properly look into it. Go and research yourself. Look into all the Q drops. And to you who keep saying, oh, it's been there for 9 years, it's been there for a very long time. It's more than 9 years, love. The plan has been in place for a long, long, long time. A long, long time. It didn't just pop up yesterday. That's not how you put a plan together. Yeah, it makes me giggle. The more you research, the more you come to Q. Q is just there, like I said, to shake everybody up, to get everybody, researching for yourself instead of watching the TV in the corner, which spouts their narrative and their propaganda. Why would somebody be pointing to themselves? Why would somebody be pointing to themselves and the corruptness and about the kids and all the satanical stuff and the raping of the children and all the other stuff to do with the children and the government and the celebrities and like the Federal Reserve, just everything. It's just massive, everything. Why would they be letting us connect the dots so the world wake up, the globe's waking up to show them for who they are? Why would Q be pointing at himself? He's pointing at the people who've been in power for centuries. It's been going on for centuries, since the day dot even. We've been lied to. History is a load of rubbish. It's been twisted. You go to some universities and they like to give you their spin on things and get you believing that's all true. All these lefties. Every man, see, the thing is, every man will claim it, but at the end of the day, we needed help. What I'm trying to say is, people going, oh, it's a cult. We needed somebody to wake the world up. Think about it. We've all been asleep. Not everybody, because I know there's people who've been on this forever. I'm saying it's not a competition to say who woke up first. We've been asleep because we've been given little shiny toys like laptops and computers and phones. Because if you look around you, people, everyone's got their head stuck in a phone down the street. Everyone's on the phones, aren't they? Getting distracted. So some of us might have been awake, but we've needed something to wake us up. Because like I said, America falls, we all fall. That would have been it. If she'd have won, Hillary Clinton, that would have been it. And that's why she didn't have a speech prepared for when she lost, because she didn't think she was going to lose. Did she? Destroying the Illusion. Go watch After Dollar. Yeah, I've seen Destroying the Illusion. It's good. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. And it's all an illusion. We've been given, when television came in, like I said before, hi. When the television first came in the end of the I don't know, what it was, 40s, 50s, whatever it was. It's called television, television. Just to put their propaganda out and make out the world's all nicey when really behind the scenes there's loads of stuff going on they don't want you to know about, like South Africa, what's going on over there. That's been going on over time, but who's been tweeting about it? Trump. Got to wake the world up. There had to be something that shook the world a little bit to wake people up. That's what Q is. It's not a cult. It's to wake you up, to show you, because we were falling asleep, people. People have too many big egos these days. They're always running after the Joneses. Money. Oh, look at me, I've got to be celebrity. Don't follow the celebrities, people, because you're going to have a big shock when you find out about most of them. I'm not saying all of them, most of them. Hollywood's going down. We know this. So you can't really knock something that's trying to shake the world up to just get it rolling, to get you researching, because even if you follow Q and then you can come off and have a rest for a bit and you might drop off, it doesn't matter. Once you know something, thank you. Once you know something, you can't look back. That's why they say it's like the Matrix. I will jump in chat in a minute. It's like the Matrix. You take the red or the blue pill. It's easier to take the blue pill and be a coward and just not see what's going on. It's easy to do that, go back to sleep and just think the world's like Disneyland, and we all know what's been going on in Disneyland. But if you have the red pill and you see what's going on, you're going to find some nasty things out, and I mean nasty things, but at least you know, and you know the signs, and you can see and you can be vigilant of what's going on around you and keep yourself a little bit safer to what's going on. But once you've seen that, you don't really need Q as such, because you see it. So you can't not unsee what you've seen. So that's what I'm saying about we needed the shaking up. We needed to wake up. A lot of people have been awake since forever. A lot of people have passed away who knew before, and I don't think they'd ever thought they'd see this day. But this is what I've come on to say as well, is you've got to have spirit. You've got to have spirit. You, Lee Kelly, need to go and get a grip. You're a troll because you wouldn't be on here. Because most people are positive on here. You're not. You don't believe in it, so why be on a channel you don't believe in? You don't believe in Q. Doesn't really matter, does it? Not exactly talking to you. But like it says, people like that will get left behind. You've got to have spirit. There's no point saying, even if you don't believe in Q, oh, you know, nothing's going to change. You need to have spirit. They've took people's spirit away. They want you to shut up and sit down. You're not allowed to think for yourself. You're not allowed to have free speech. You're not allowed to think for yourself. Don't think anything. We'll think for you. No. Most people can think for themselves. You've got to have the spirit. There's no point in us fighting if you haven't got spirit in your belly to think, you know, we will fight this. We are winning. We want this for our kids and the next generation and the generations to come. That's what we're doing it for. Just because we can't see something going on behind the scenes does not mean it's not happening. I know the air's around me, but I can't see it. But I know it's there because I breathe it in every day. So, no, I didn't say you were one. So, you've got to have spirit and you've got to believe. There had to be a time when something happened. Because I believe in all that sort of stuff where it can only go so far and then the pendulum swings. And I keep saying to people, just because you can't see what's going on at the minute, mainstream media aren't reporting on it because they're part of the problem. Q has already said once they go down, it's over. They know it's over. But they are not going to put out anything good, like we know, because they don't want you to get your spirits up, people. You need to look in the chat. You need to look in the chat, Lee. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. I don't know the truth. Are you from a certain ideology? I don't know if you'd know the truth if it hit you in the face. Q is my God. I don't... What a silly person you are. I can obviously tell who your God is. Hello. God doesn't ask to be worshipped, by the way, and I'm not religious, so on your bike. The funny thing is as well, Trump paid for himself to get in. He needed money to be in, and he doesn't get paid for it. So that says something, doesn't it, compared to these politicians that do need it. But like I said, these people who just go on and on and on like this person is, don't research, they're not on it, they're just a troll, and I think they come from a certain ideology. So, you know, quite sick of, we're all sick of people like you, but, you know. See, that's another thing people say, you don't know the truth, that's why you rely on him. Rely on who? Rely on him. Who? Q? Because Q's not one person. No one relies on it. After you've seen a couple of them, you can go and research yourself. You don't even need to follow Q. You just research. But obviously, you must watch mainstream media and believe everything they say. Anyway, giving that person a bit too much attention there, which is normally what they're after. But I'd just like to say, keep your spirit, basically. Trolls will be trolls. That's what they're good at. Yeah, why do you feel offended? Because that's what's up with people today, don't they? They don't like Trump. You're probably a Trump hater as well. Because the thing is with Trump, let's face it, he tells people the truth. And people don't like the way he says it because he tells the truth. And everyone gets offended by it. So, you know, I've got free speech. It's my platform, Lee. It's my platform to say what I want. And you can say what you want. Get on your platform and we'll all come over and see what you've got to say. Well, like I said before, Lee, because you weren't at the beginning, that's the way it used to be. And then someone's come along who's totally different, and the world's going mad about him. Says something really, that, doesn't it? But I don't expect you to get it, especially if you're drinking fluoride water. Exactly. But you know, it doesn't really bother me. I have better people in my comments and better comments on my YouTube channel. You know, they're the people that I like. Oh yeah, some people just love it. They have nothing better to do they? It's normally children as well. Well, I just said I haven't heard of Hillary. Not really Obama. We've all heard of Chelsea reckoning she's going to run. You'll be running. You won't be running for Senate, love. You'll be running. You'll be running to your mother while she's in prison. Yeah, we're on the side of rights. That's what we're on. But I've obviously triggered you, or you wouldn't keep going, would you? So, you know. Yeah. If you're not attracting trolls, you're not probably not a patriot. Exactly. That's when you know you're onto something, because you get trolls in. You know. when they all start coming in, it's like, oh, triggered. Yeah, Gitmo is definitely getting preemed or whatever that says. It's, yeah, definitely for its new guests. Can't wait to see that one. No, you can't. And you can't make me think any different to what I think, because it's my own opinion. It's my own platform, and I'll say what I want to say, and I'll do what I want to do. And I'm not going to be I'm not going to be controlled off trolls that have got something else to say. Say what you want. It's free speech, people. But it doesn't mean you're going to change my opinion. It'll all come out in the end, and then we'll all see, won't we? Oh, because you say it how it is. One person. Yeah, Tommy's great. I'll have to do a bit of snooching about that again. Yeah, my own opinion. That's why it makes me laugh when, well, we know why trolls come on, but at the end of the day, everyone can say what they want to do. A lot of these people who troll and that don't actually get on their own platforms to say anything. Now, new artwork. I did do something. I don't know where it is. I'll have to. The cup is huge. I think it just looks huge because it's right in front of the camera. Yeah, Tommy is a hero. He's like our William Wallace. Hi in Australia. See, I get people on here all around the world when I've shouted out like where you're from. Everyone knows around the world about stuff. So like I said, you don't even have to believe in Q. Everyone comes on the same path. We've all got the same problems in every country around the world, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I just still people reporting on JFK Jr. The more you look into it, I mean, how many coincidences there? Coincidences. I'm like, ugh, there's just too many. It's too many. Too many. Are you in France on your jollies? How is it over there? Yep, you are brainwashed. You said it right there. Yep. When you've got a TV that sits in the corner and people watch it, you get brainwashed. You get brainwashed off. There's lots of ways of getting brainwashed off people. But like I said, there's a lot of you out there, not saying everyone on here, thank you. Yeah, you've got to think outside the box. You get these people coming in like this, you've got to think outside the box. What's your problem to think outside the box instead of thinking out, like what you've been told? I don't see the problem in it. Why can't you think outside the box and think, what if actually there's somebody, well, it's not somebody, a group of people that have come to help wake people up who are not awake because they're just that, they're so asleep with consuming all the time and, too bothered in other people's lives of, like what's going on with celebrities and all that, which is a load of codswallop because who's bothered? Oh yeah, hate is going to hate, they always do. Yeah, think outside that box in the corner room, the devil's black box in the corner. Bit like something else I can think of. Yeah, free thinking. Not a controlled mind hive. Exactly. Because that's what they've always done. Like I said before, they're moaning about these Antifa people, moaning about hate speech. It's not hate speech, it's free speech. You should be able to say what you think. It's like, Leon, you're welcome to say what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you're not going to change my mind because this is what I report on, so you're on the wrong channel. Just go, why don't you go to a channel that, believes in all the things, you believe in? Yeah, keep consuming what we're consuming, fool. How old are you? You're about 5. Ugh. I don't consume. I'm not a massive consumer. Oh, everything in your house? Why? What do you live in? A mud hut, do you, with nothing? Are you pathetic? You do buy things. It doesn't mean you're consuming all the time. And you're greedy and you have to have the next fashion that comes out every 5 minutes. I'm not like that. Sorry, I didn't realise you lived in do you live in the middle of a field with nothing, do you? You don't eat. It's the way people consume today. Other people. Yeah, well, he obviously lives in a mud hut with nothing around him at all. You can work hard and buy yourself things. It's about over consuming, being greedy. It's not just about what's in your house, it's about the amount of food you eat and how they're trying to push, and you won't believe what you're eating half the time. Ugh. Well, neither can you. Oh, why don't you put your own little channel up and we'll all come and have a chat on your channel? You can do a tour of your mud hut if you want. No, it's just Lee Kelly trying to get as much what do you call it? Yeah, I know. But I was on one of them today anyway, it's just one of them days today. I was like, do you know what? I could just have a rant at somebody today. Got to say what you think sometimes, I'm a very positive person, but sometimes you just want to say stuff and they don't like us saying stuff. But yeah, JFK Jr., there's too much in it. There's too much in it. There's too much. There's just too, when you look into it, there's just too much that it can't not be not true. And I'm seeing more daily again with other people that are reporting on it, even though I did mine weeks ago. But it's great because, like I said before, when he makes an appearance, America are just gonna. Well, they loved him, didn't they? They loved him, so that's good. They loved him, and they'll love him again, and that's what Deep State just hate. Don't forget his a few weeks ago. If you're American, you might know this. I might get it wrong, but it was something like George Bush. Yeah, I'm positive. I was just having a ranty day today, and you're allowed to have a ranty day, because that's just being real. Was it George Bush Senior's heart doctor got shot on a drive-by bicycle drive-by, which sounds bonkers because it was a shooting, but they were both on bikes, so it was a bicycle shooting thing, whatever you call it. Can't get the words out. And the only thing that's odd about that is who used to drive, well, I should say pedal around in New York a lot. Who used to like to ride his bicycle around New York? Anybody know? JFK Jr. used to ride his bicycle around. He used to like riding his bicycle. Now, Bush Senior's, I think it was heart doctor or something's been shot. It's a bit odd that, isn't it? On bikes. Bit odd. I think they were signalling to the fact that they know that JFK Jr. is out there now. And they're shitting themselves. Oh, hi. Oh, I'd love to go to Trump Tower. I might be going, I don't know, to New York next year, and I'd actually love to, I'd love to go to Trump Tower. I love Trump. It's like my adopted granddad, our adopted president over here. The Queen's doctor was just killed as well. Is that true? Or are you just being silly? John Kerry. Oh, sorry, was that the name of him? Yeah, just a bit odd that when you think about it. These people who hi, Smoke Steve. I am positive. I was just having a rant today because, I get a bit frigged off when I just want people to have spirit because that's what they've took away. And I think you've got to have spirit about something happening that's good, because if you don't, what's the point? What's the point in us all fighting or even having platforms or anything? I've got itchy eyes. What's the point? But like I said, with the JFK Jr. thing, there's just so much stuff lately. So much stuff. So, but yeah, if I do actually manage to get to New York, next year, I will be like, oh, I'd love it. I don't know if anyone's been following people doing the JFK Jr. things, but I just think it's amazing. And has anyone seen the video of Trump doing the? He says a word, but he puts it. He says Q, but it's meant to sound like something else. And I was like, my God, he's so signaling. I can't even speak. Signaling now. He's done a lot of the Q signs. Oh, if there's people in here, I'm not even looking at the ones who are just putting silly things in. On Brexit, we will be out of the EU in the end because, as far as I'm concerned, when you're following Q, we've seen things that we know when Trump came over here, when he goes to certain countries and goes away, certain things happen. On mainstream media, they make it look like something else. But like Q says, and sit back and enjoy the show. I think Boris, because of what Boris has said about burkas and stuff, people want to vote for him because people believe, it's not a good thing because it's security reasons and stuff. If he gets in, Theresa May will be gone, and he might only be in for a little bit because they're just going to use him as a puppet. But that's what I believe. Maybe Nigel Farage, but we will be out in the end. John's list, keep your eye on Scotland. There's just... Q's gone quiet now, so we know the big things happening. But like I said, they've sent the guards down to Gitmo Bay. Something's getting ready down there. We're hearing of Chelsea Clinton, but not really heard of Hillary or not much of Obama. Yeah, I saw, was Lauren, yeah, her sister, on the rally, there was, I think it was meant to be a sister, was it his sister, some other people, because at first I just thought it was JFK Jr. and his wife, but no, there was other people there. They were even saying there might have been a daughter or a son because she was pregnant at the time, but yeah. I don't know. There's just lots of mad things, and at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong when it all happens, but there's just too much in stuff. There's just too much in it. And like I said before, I can't be doing with people saying, oh, it's not, this, that and the other, when they haven't actually researched properly. They just say, oh, I've seen a few Q drops and a few videos. Well, that's not good enough. That's not research, and that's not looking back. It's always said, was it past proves the future? Or future proves the past? Which way around was it? Not that it really makes a difference, because if you go and look back at no, I haven't. If you go and look back at the Q posts, yeah, future proves the past. If you look back at the posts when they were said then, so many weeks after or months after, it comes into fruition. Yeah, future proves past. Yeah. So even if you look at what's happening now, you can go back to the Q drops and you'll see it's already been said then. And it's happening now. Thank you. Is it Caroline? But yeah, I don't care if people came in today saying stuff. I was in a bit of a moody mood today, just because I felt like it. I got outside the wrong side of the bed, but we're all real, so that doesn't matter. See, what some people don't understand is I don't just research Q, you silly person. I look around everywhere. You only have to go outside in the real world, outside your front door, to know what's going on, or visit places like London and other stuff with things that are going on. You only have to look what's going on in the EU to know what's going on. One thing I don't watch is I don't watch mainstream media. So get your facts right before you make a comment. But yeah, not really interested in people like you. So, I know, you always get one in here, don't you? Yeah, but I'm on one of them today, so, let the haters hate. It's a bit like the Democrats. Probably is a Democrat. Yeah. But they'll be all crying soon anyway. But I'm trying to think what I've seen today. I saw Joe M, you know, Joe Maspose on Twitter had a picture of Michael Jackson. Hi, Barbara. And I've actually said this before. That person will just get ignored now anyway. I've had too much attention. Hi from Indonesia, hello. They had a picture of Michael Jackson. Now, I've always loved Michael Jackson. I never believed any of the shite they said about him, about the kids and that. It's all crap. He was, and the tweet was, Michael Jackson was trying to help the kids, but they, you know, they demonetized him. They made him out to be this and that, and eventually they killed him because he made lots of money. He knew, because look at his life, look how his dad was with him. His dad was awful. I don't really care what people say. If you know about what's happening with the celebrities and how they work, you'll get to know that, you know, that's what happened to him. And people who, you know, look up to the stars, as in celebrities, and that will soon find out you wish you hadn't. But we've all done that because, you know, we've just been brainwashed and stuff to look up to people like that. Not everybody, but some people have. Yeah, Joe Maspose, I've always said, sounds like JFK Jr. Hello. And there's another video out. I can't remember who put it up, but it's him speaking again, but it's clearer, and it's definitely JFK Jr. What does Full Metal Jacket mean? The thing is, I'm one of them people, if I think something, someone can say what they want on here. You're not going to change my mind because, you know, I believe in what I believe in. And if a troll comes on and tells me any different, oh well. I mean, you think about Michael Jackson's songs, because you look at rappers now and all that, the rubbish they just sing about, it's just crap stuff that they sing about. But Michael Jackson, the songs he sang were beautiful songs. He talked about, you know, save the world and the children and all this stuff. They were beautiful songs and they made you feel good. Now it's all sexualizing children, trying to bring it in, you know, trying to normalise all this stuff. It isn't normal. It's just for putting their agenda in because they're all paedophiles and all the stuff they want to bring in. It's just disgusting. So, yeah, well, you know, and we're seeing that all over. There's been loads of arrests. I don't know what's happening with the Pope at the minute because we know he'll be going down soon as well. Hi from Germany. Peace from Germany. Where are you from? UK up north. Yeah, MJ was definitely a victim. I feel so sorry for him. He knew. I hope it's all right over in Germany. No, I never believed Michael Jackson was a pedo. If they're not, you know, whacking you off, they will demonetize they will assassinate. If they're not assassinating you, they will assassinate your character. So it's always been someone's a paedophile or somebody's, you know, a druggie or whatever. But all these celebrities that have died in the past, it makes you think now. We had Joan Rivers, was it, calling Michelle Obama out? Went in for surgery, never came out. Because we all know about Big Mike, don't we? But like I said, well, there you go, Thomas G10MTN. Very good for you. That's your opinion, that's great. But a lot of us on here believe in it, and it doesn't matter if you don't, like I've just said. It's about waking up and researching yourself and seeing what's going on around the globe at the minute. The regimes are falling, people. Yep, the storm is upon us. Yeah, the storm is upon us is a really good YouTube. You want to go and check the video out. And the storm is upon us. I actually think it's called Storm is upon us, not the storm is upon us. Storm is upon us in one word. Go and watch that and see the videos that have gone up. We've got the plan to save the world, and we've got Killing the Mockingbird, which we know is MSM. So, you know, it says it all there, really. If you can't watch them films and not realise what's going on, then I don't know. I don't know what planet you're on. We don't really need to know, Thomas. We've just had someone on before. It's quite boring with people like you. Yeah, lads can be vulgar. You know, it's what I don't get about people like you. If you don't believe in it, go on all the channels where they don't believe in it. Not going to change people's minds. You can join in conversation with Lee Kelly. You two can have a conversation there. It's probably your friend. Yeah, he was. He was lovely. But anyway, I'll have to get back into researching some stuff when the next ones come up anyway, because I don't think he's dropped in a few days. But like I said, we're looking around everywhere. Yep, yep, she did. Joan Rivers did say that, and it's out there on YouTube. And by the way, if that video has come out off the dark web of Hillary, and if it does hit, I mean, I won't be watching it because I've heard what's in it, and I wouldn't want to see it because I think it's messed with a lot of people's minds that know about it. And if it's what I think it is, I don't want to watch it, because we know about we know about all Epstein's Island and the Podestas and all this stuff. Michael, not Michelle. Yeah, Big Mike. All the paintings are disgusting. You know, oh, it's just awful. Yeah, Obama has actually. There are actually videos on YouTube where Obama's actually said. He said Michael. He's gone to say Michael instead of Michelle. It's so funny. No, I won't be watching it. I know people have seen it, and I believe that some of the police that have seen it were crying. They were sick. They were vomiting everywhere. And yeah, justice for our kids, exactly. They weren't the same after. So sometimes you want to see something to make sure you know it's true. But at the end of the day, I could not watch that. And this is why we all do this. It doesn't matter if you don't believe in Q. I've said this before. I do. So what? It all brings us on the same path. It all brings into researching. It's not about when who woke up when. That doesn't matter as long as you're waking up and researching and being vigilant around you and not sitting in front of the black devil box and believing everything they say until people do start reporting truth. Because like I said, Fox News is quite good, and that's is it Fox News and Friends or whatever it is? That's one of Trump's favourites, because they do actually report bits of truth on there, which I think they will in the end. I think they'll become a bigger sort of channel that actually does tell the truth in the end, because not CNN. Ugh. Yeah, even in a casual convo, he called his wife Michael, so it is quite funny. But you know, we're not bothered about people who don't believe in it or aren't waking up, because you feel sorry for the people that aren't awake to anything. But at the end of the day, see you later. I'll probably be over later. At the end of the day, they're gonna get woken up abruptly, and it's gonna be really hard for them. It's hard for us, but it's gonna be really hard for them, because they're gonna be woken up to abruptly, shook out of their little comfort zone, their little bubble, and they're going to soon realise that life is not what they think it is. It's not all fairy tales as it's portrayed through Disney films. We all know what Disney stands for. Got 666 in that name if you've actually looked at it. A lot of the story tales are more like grim story tales, not the real story tales of, you know, the prince and the princess. They're more grimmer. Even down to sort of vampires, as if you want to say, people who drink blood. That actually goes on people. So there's a lot of stuff out there. People are just going to be shook out their own little bubble. But like I say, it's better to be awoke than asleep, because it's going to be a lot harder for these people, and we are going to be the people that are going to be there to help these people, you know. So I'm going to go now, because the little haters like to come on when it gets late, don't they? Bless the little souls. We love you as well. And as Red Pill Phil would said, we love all the pissing haters as well. But yeah, if you're American or Australian or wherever you come from, you can check out Red Pill Phil on YouTube. He's got some great things on Tommy and marches and different things. Brian Harvey, what's going on there at the minute. There is Simon Reverend Sideways. He's got some really good stuff out there on things that are going on, you know, especially over here in the UK. Who else do I watch? There's if you're in America, you can go and check out We the People 24/7 Soapbox. That's a more of a Q decoding channel. There's X22 report. There's Deception Bites. There's, if you want to see, if you're just getting into hi from South Australia, what's the other channel? The Praying Medic. He's got a really good channel. That's a really good one to watch. Yeah, Sainted Anon. He's really good. Yeah, Space Shot 76. There's loads. You need to get out there researching people. It's not about believing, you know, you have to believe Q. It is good to go and research it just to see if you're seeing people say, oh, it's a farce, because don't forget, people, if you're watching mainstream media are starting to report on Q, saying it's a farce and it's a LARP and it's not real. Now, if you know that mainstream media all lie, why are you believing them? They're trying to tell you it's not real because they don't want you to go and follow it. They're digging themselves big holes. The stuff they're reporting on, they're going to get caught in their own crap because they're reporting on stuff and we can all see it. They put it out there, and then when it comes out it's totally different. It's going to be like, why did you report this on it? Because you're not doing your job properly. Bye, Donna. So bye. So you know, it's just really, it doesn't really matter. I just say you need to go and research it properly just to see what you think, not believing what mainstream media tell you that it's a LARP. Go and research it yourself. And then after that, if you think it is, just keep researching yourself, people, because that's what it's all about. It's about uniting. It's about different races uniting. It's not Black Lives Matter, white supremacy, white lives matter. It's everybody's lives matter. It's about stop arguing over religion, race wars, and stupid feminists gone wrong. Women trying to put men down, like I've said before, hating on them. So then the men are hating on the women. We're not reproducing. There goes the depopulation again. All that sort of stuff. Like I said, if you have not watched, whether you believe it or not, go and watch Storm is Upon Us channel and go and watch Q, the Plan to Save the World, and Killing the Mockingbird, and you might learn a few things there, and listen to the voice who's doing the over voice on it, because it sounds like somebody to me. Yes, Rod, it stands for question everything. I don't see why people have a problem with Q when Q stands for question everything. What's your problem? You don't want to question things because you don't want to hear the truth? You know? It's all right, some people saying, oh yeah, but it's always been like this, it'll never change. It's going to change. Have that fighting spirit inside you. For once, we are winning. Like I said before, just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean we're not. It's just because mainstream media aren't reporting on it. Yes, it is okay to be white, be proud to be white, because people go on about slavery and all this, and oh, if they knew the truth of history, because history's a lie, people. Oh, it's just pathetic. Like I said, world gone wrong, but there is hope. Like I said, if you don't have a fighting spirit and you're not going to believe that someone has actually come along, or a group, to help us, what is the point in carrying on, people? What is the point? What am I checking out? Yeah, I've seen Citizens Investigate Report. She's really good as well. Yeah, she's really good. Yeah, I do watch all these. There's that many to watch. Yeah, there's that many to watch. It's about freedom for humanity, people. That's what it's about. Nobody's over anybody. Nobody's over anybody. Even these elites, they think they're over everybody. They're not any better than anybody else. Someone said the other day, did you go to university? I don't need to go to university. I wouldn't want to go to university. At the end of the day, you learn stuff by being in the real world. You don't need... I'm not saying for people who've been there, you know, whatever. I'm just saying you just need to be living in the real world and... seeing what's going on. But yeah, I just wanted to say, I was in a bit of a mood today, but it's a positive. Like, it's good to be in a mood sometimes. But it's just to say, keep the spirit, people. I'm more in a mood for people who are not keeping the spirit. That's why I'm more in a mood. To tell the truth, you don't really need an education to tell the truth. You can go on YouTube and learn. I've learnt more on YouTube than I've ever learned at school. Not necessarily. It depends what education you're getting. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm more in a mood for people who are feeling like they're saying they know what's going on, and they're saying this and that, but in the next sentence they're saying, oh, but it's never going to change. It's like, have some spirit. They're taking our fighting spirit. That's what they're doing. They're trying to shut you up. They're trying to shut you down. They're trying to put you under submission. They're not winning. We have our own minds to think what we want to think and what we want to say. Hence why people are on the platform saying what they want to say. So anyway, it was just a bit of a rant. And I don't normally really get that involved with the haters, but you know, you're welcome to come on next time. You'll just get ignored. But yeah. Well, it's not always the case. Yeah, you need an education, but it depends what education that is and what they're trying to bring into education, because you won't believe the things they're trying to bring in now. Ugh. Yeah, you do get creeps on and that, but that's what you get for coming on live, you know. Half of these people who come on probably wouldn't go up on their own channel, so, you know. Yeah. Yeah. But, I was just having a rant about, talking about Q and JFK Jr. and just saying have spirit that, actually something's come along to stop something. But yeah, I just say keep on having that fighting spirit wherever you're from around the world, because believe it or not, and this is the truth, the world is rising, and you only need to go on the internet to see, you know, what people in Australia are saying, what people in Spain are saying, in Europe, over here, in America, everywhere. It's all over. So, you know, you can't hide that fact. That's happening. We've got a lot of Australians over on We the People 24/7 Soapbox, the American channel. There's we have an English guy on there, Daddy Dragon. We have Gran Torino from Ireland. There's some Australian people on there. It's mixed when different people are talking. That's 24/7. That's a great channel. You know, the world's waking up, people, and we're all fighting the same fight at the end of the day. Evil's not going to win this time. It's been here for a very long time, so you've got to keep the spirit, you know, fighting spirit, whatever you think, because otherwise, what's the point? You've got to do it for your kids, people. That's what we're doing it for. That is the whole point. It's our children. Yeah, it said put on full armour of God. Yep, it did. Mother Nature has a good education, but it's too rough. Where we go one, we go all. They're not going to stop me from believing in Q. Exactly. Neither me either, because there's too much seen in it. I could have given up ages ago, but there's too much in it. And the people who say, oh, are the ones that watching telly, and they're not researching right from the start and researching themselves, because some people are lazy and they can't be asked, and they just want to watch the telly and get them to give them the news for them, which we all know are not reporting on the truth. They twist it. A lot of attacks are going on in the UK and everywhere else at the minute. They don't say who these people are, do they? Where they're from? Oh no, they just put everything else in apart from that. So, you know. You're watching from Saudi Arabia. Oh yes, what's going on over there then? So, yeah, but we'll just let the sheeple be sheeple. And, and yeah, the other things I'm seeing on Twitter at the minute are the certain places that with an ideology that are slaughtering animals for celebrations, which I just think is disgusting. And everyone's saying, where's, like, is it Petra, whatever they were called, like animal rights activists? You don't see them anymore, do they? They just, the way they do it's barbaric, it's awful. Innocent animals. It's probably why I've been in a bit of a mood today. You just see things and think we don't actually live in the days gone by, you know, that's like centuries and centuries away. We've actually evolved since then. You'd like to think. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I'll be back in a more positive mood, and ignoring the trolls, because, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, well, I'll be back on soon, and I just really want to see how the phone went because of me iPad. But keep on trooping, people. Love you if you don't even believe in Q, as long as you get on the same path of, you know, fighting the good fight and speaking truth and wanting freedom for humanity. And as I said, love is the key, as corny as it sounds, but it is. If we all loved a bit more, the world would be a better place. Michael Jackson. Yeah, just keep researching, people. Please don't sit there and just expect people to do stuff for you. Please research yourself as well. It's more interesting than watching the TV, people. But yeah, so I'll see you all soon. I think you're all great in chat anyway. Even the haters, it doesn't really matter. But most of you on here are brilliant. And I know all we want at the end of the day is we just want the truth. You know, as hard as it, we just want the truth. That's all we want. So, you know, even if you're hating, I'm sure you want the truth as well. Yeah, so I'll see you soon. Bye. If I can get off. Because I can't get off. Oh my god, I can't get off. What's God, I can't get off. Right, what? No. I'm going to be on here all night now.